Alright, let's go and destroy this team. Alright, the new one-shot build that has been kind of revised compared to the one that I've shared before with Squid and Espresso. It is a little bit more expensive, but it definitely does a lot better and it's a lot more stable in my opinion. And yeah, you can see right there, that's the vampire team I shared like yesterday, and they don't even stand a chance. It's insane. It's so fast and it's so strong and it's so clever how they have actually created this team. And right there, Black Pearl just doing insane damage. So let's go and see exactly how to build this team and see if you guys could use it for your arena as well. Alright guys, so as you guys just saw inside of the first battle, you guys were able to see that this is a new one-shot comp that has been revised. Of course, you guys can still use the other one, which is going to be the Milky Way, Moonlight, Caviar, Squid as well as Espresso. This team still works. If it's working for you guys don't need to try out the new one, but if you guys want to, you guys can also do that as well. But I would personally say this is going to be a bit more of a stable one, and it is actually really popular right now within the Naver Cafe. So this team has been shared onto the Naver Cafe by Special Tepio, as well as it has been created and revised together with Rain T, who is going to be part of that particular guild. And this team honestly is going to be very clever, and the thought that went into it to revise the old one, allowing some of the players who may not have Espresso and Squid Magic Candy but still have Black Pearl and Moonlight to use this comp, as well as the Dark Cacao that a lot of people are slowly deciding not to use because of the buff of Hollowberry. So let's go over it together real quick and let me show you guys exactly why it's so clever, as well as a topping for this particular team. So let's go over the topping real quick first, and it's going to be 5 of the Swift Chocolate for Milky Way. I will personally recommend for you guys to have at least 17.3% cooldown, as well as just focus on the damage resist in order for you guys to of course survive in case there are times when they do not get killed within the first 10 seconds of the battle or first 15 seconds of the battle. And Milky Way will still be able to provide that shield as well as defense reduction to the enemies after the first skill rotation. And then next one is going to be Dark Cacao. Dark Cacao is very important to have at least 6.3% cooldown here, guys, in order to have a 4-second start, in order to follow right after Milky Way, in order to provide that extra defense reduction. All right, so Milky Way will provide defense reduction, Dark Cacao will provide defense reduction, and then you'll be able to follow them up with Captain Caviar, Moonlight, as well as Black Pearl to deal insane amount of damage with all of the defense reduction applied to the enemies. And of course, if you guys can, getting around 35 to 40% is what they have recommended. And I personally would say at least, good 30% still would be really viable, because in case, again, they do not die, Milky Way as well as Dark Cacao are able to stay together and still deal a reasonable amount of damage with their defense reduction as well. Alright, so Dark Cacao is going to be very important, as well as the cooldown is going to be the most important thing here, guys. And the next one is going to be Captain Caviar. Captain Caviar is going to be using 5 of the Searing Raspberry, just like the other build. Alright, just like the Squid as well as Espresso build that we have shared, Captain Caviar is going to be using 5 of the Searing Raspberry, as well as not having a lot of damage resist. Honestly, for the build that they have shared, they literally have 0% damage resist for Captain Caviar, and there is a reason behind it, and then I'm going to be explaining that after all the toppings. But the subsets that you really want to go for is of course going to be attack as well as crit. Cooldown is helpful but not required, but of course if you guys can get actually some attack speed as well, it will definitely help out. I'm just going to go with the same exact build, but attack speed helps because it allows torpedoes to fly out faster and apply that defense reduction again. And his 42% defense reduction is going to get stacked onto Milky Ways as well as Dark Cacaos, allowing once again now Moonlight and Black Pearl to do even more damage. Alright, and now moving on to Moonlight. Moonlight is also using 5 of the Searing Raspberry here, guys, and you are going to be using a damage resist focus here. So the toppings that you guys might have used for Espresso with the damage resist, or Squid with the damage resist, you guys can move that onto Moonlight here and then allow Moonlight to get some damage resist, because again, if you guys are versing Frostcom or things like that, there is a chance for the back lane to die. So you might want to have a little bit of damage resist, around 20%, in order to keep them alive. All right, no extra cooldown or anything like that is important. And then the last one is going to be Black Pearl with 5 of the Syrian Raspberry here, guys. Again, around 20 to 25% damage resist, no extra cooldown, and then attack and crit focus will definitely help. But let's go over it real quick. The treasures are going to be the scroll feather as well as the whistle. So you guys can see, compared to the other one, you're not using the scythe, but you're using the feather instead. And here's the reason why. If you guys look at the attack stat of all the cookies, right now you can see that Captain Caviar and Black Pearl are going to be the 2 cookies receiving the whistle. And you know that damage resist on Captain Caviar is very low, close to 0%. This is going to allow Captain Caviar to actually die and then get revived by the feather, and then activate the whistle buff, allowing your Moonlight as well as Black Pearl to survive any of the maybe Frost Comp, burst damage they do. And on top of that, after the revival, you're actually able to take advantage of Captain Caviar's torpedo damage again, and then follow it up by Black Pearl, allowing her to deal all the damage stacked on the defense reduction as well as the weakness debuff from the rest of the team. All right, so this is super clever by the creators, and I'm honest, I have to say, it has been working amazing for me. I've been versing like, Grandmaster 1, 2, everybody. I just go and verse everybody, and I've been winning. So let's get into it now, guys. Let me show you guys exactly how strong this team is. All right, guys, so here we go. This is going to be a standard double tank comp here with the whistle. So here we go. And let's see right here. You can see Milky Way, Dark Cacao, Torpedo, and then the Moonlight weakness with Black Pearl. Just everybody just starts dying, all right? And of course, once again, because they do have the whistle, some of them survived, they got healed. But because we are tanky with Milky Way as well as Dark Cacao, and then Moonlight and Black Pearl has decent amount of damage resist, you can see right there, Captain Caviar died, activated the whistle buff, healed all of our cookies, and then, we're able to get our HP back, and we're not low. Look at our HP. We have 0 healer, but our HP is really good because Captain Caviar dying twice allowed all of the cookies get healed by the whistle 2 times, right? So this is super clever. Captain Caviar is literally like a glass cannon, just throwing that torpedo out there, applying that defense reduction, applying that damage, and then allowing Moonlight as well as Black Pearl to do the rest of the damage here, guys, with the AoE. And you can see the damage output is insane. You're just absolutely obliterating them with Black Pearl as well as Moonlight here. Alright, guys, so this one's going to be the vampire comp, it seems like, with the monocle here, but let's go and see. And it is the, vampire comp with the monocle, which is very interesting. But right here, you can see, Moonlight as well as Black Pearl just combo, and bam, they're all gone. They're all gone. All the tanks disappeared. All right. Moonlight, no worries. Moonlight dies. Feather is there. This time around, Captain Caviar was not the one to die first because, the backlane gets focused first. But not a problem there, guys. Another victory. Easy victory as well. So there you guys go. This time around, Captain Caviar doing a little bit more damage than Black Pearl. But Moonlight and, just the main DPS. Just taking advantage of all the defense reduction that they can. Alright, guys. So this one's going to be the Monocle double tank comp. So let's go. Here we go. And it is going to be the Sherbet Frost comp here. Or the Frost Queen. And you can see right here, the Frost Queen does apply that freeze onto our team. But because Captain Caviar dies, right, you're able to apply that whistle healing and allow that Black Pearl to get that heal. And then also be able to cast her spell. Alright, kind of bursting down the tanks. And you guys can see why the feather as well as the low damage resist on Captain Caviar is so clever. Is because it allows that to happen. Because, Captain Caviar is always going to be at least able to cast his spell. Alright, at least once before he dies. So allowing him to also take advantage of the second torpedo with the healing applied to all the different cookies. It's an amazing, it's such a smart build. Alright, there you guys go again. Captain Caviar this time still doing the most damage with the second torpedo. But man, they just absolutely get obliterated. Here we go, guys. Another double tank with the monocle. Let's go. Here we go. And it is going to be a werewolf one. This one can be pretty tricky, guys. So werewolf comp can be strong, but if you are still able to destroy them like that, right? Their werewolf doesn't have enough damage resist, or you just were able to cast all the spell, then you definitely win. But sometimes Sometimes their Moonlight may have a faster cooldown. Sometimes they may have, very tanky damage resist onto the werewolf as well as other cookies in the front. Then sometimes you guys can lose. Werewolf comp definitely is pretty scary, especially because of the amount of damage he is able to do to everybody. So just keep that in mind. It is a possibility where you guys can lose, but you also can win depending on the amount of damage resist and the cooldown of the other cookies on the enemy team as well. But there you guys go, a new version of the one-shot comp. Of course, once again, if the previous team with the Squid as well as Espresso works for you, you guys can continue to go on with this team. That is fine. But this is going to be more towards the players who may not have the, again, Espresso Magic Candy as well as Squid Magic Candy leveled up. And you guys are wanting to use, your Black Pearl as well as Moonlight, as well as Dark Cacao, who is just going to be sitting there because he is not going to be using a lot of these standard comps right now. Then you guys can take advantage of this team. If the previous comp wasn't working for you, this is also an option as well. And of course, if you guys are lacking Moonlight, all right, then you guys may be able to replace Moonlight with Squid Ink with the Magic Candy as well as Espresso with the Magic Candy. But just keep in mind, Moonlight is great for not only the weakness debuff, but also because of the fact that Moonlight is able to dodge some of the attacks while she's using her skill. And also she is able to take advantage of the enemy Moonlight sleep because she will be able to heal after that. All right, so just keep that in mind. You guys are going to be able to use, I would say personally, Squid Ink Magic Candy as well as Espresso Magic Candy if you're missing Moonlight, but it may and it will definitely have a bit of a different outcome depending on the enemies. I will link it down in the description, the original post of the actual comp, because it's just very clever, and of course they do need to get the credit for building this team, and a lot of people are already starting to use this team for those who may not have been able to create the first one-shot comp created before. All right, so there you guys go. Hope you guys found the video helpful. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your arena climbing, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.